What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we are back at Copart here in Oklahoma City for another walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. How about a 2020 Challenger RT? That's right, Hemi. I think this one is one that we've already seen before, but I don't remember if we tried to fire it up or not. This one's a little rough, guys. She's got flat tires, front end damage. Oh look, it's from my favorite dealership, David Stanley, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. It doesn't look too bad. Miles are only 73,000 miles. It's been a hard 73,000 miles, guys. This thing needs a ton of work. The front bumper is hanging off of it. The fender's damaged and ripped right here. Poor car, man. Looks like there may be some suspension damage back here as well. That wheel looks heavily cambered. Oh, let's see what's going on in here. I mean, it looks decent on the interior, though. You got the houndstooth interior, cloth. It's hard to complain about the interior. There's something going on. Maybe the front bumper just needs to be completely replaced. The gaps on the hood and the fender look fine. I bet you could save the fender. Just maybe need to replace that bumper. Let's see. It's got power, so let's see if it starts. What is that? It says it's got 38 PSI. The tire's flat. Park sense unavailable. Service rear sensors. Oh boy. It's all chewed up and scraped up all around here. It's actually pretty rough, guys. That's crazy. So this is Crescent Bank. This is another repossession. And someone was keeping the oil change, though. 5W20 synthetic. It was due back November of 2024 at 75,000 miles. And it hasn't reached the miles, and it's not November of 2024. So this car was dropped off here 8/5 of 24. So this is a recent delivery. And I'm fairly certain I have seen this before out here. Air conditioning does not appear to work. If it does, let's kick it all the way down. Wait, there it is. Yeah. There it is. I keep forgetting, guys, it's only 66 degrees out. I'm not used to that. Normally, I'm out here when it's 106 degrees. So I'm out here early in the morning. It's just now 9 o'clock. So 66 degrees, if you've got the temperature on 70, it's kicking the heat on. I'm totally not used to this. Let's check. Important window works. So this is a repo that I'd probably be willing to take a chance on. Let's see if it's got gears, make sure it goes forward and backwards. An RT is not all that desirable, but I know it's on flats. I'm only moving it just a hair, forward and backward. There you go. Brakes work, steering works, gearbox works, windows work, and air conditioning works. We're gonna shut that off because honestly, it is too chilly out for AC. Sounds like it's running pretty good. No complaints there. I don't know what's going on with the rear sensors. Oh, the back bumper's damaged and the sensor's knocked out. So that's probably an easy fix. Let's see if we can open the trunk. Let's see what's in here. Nothing. All right, that's fine. Let's check for trunk pan damage in case it's been involved in a rear end collision. Oh boy, that doesn't want to open. There we go. It's got the spare tire. There's the battery. There is some moisture in here. Not a lot, but a little bit. Tire's got air. I don't see any trunk pan damage back here, so I don't think it's been in a rear end collision. Somebody just bumped into something and knocked out one of the sensors. So a little bit higher mileage for a 2020. Car's only 4 years old. She's got some miles on her. It's an RT. So, you know, I mean, pretty basic, no leather, no nothing. This is a rock solid engine though. I always listen for the Hemi tick, and I don't hear that on this one. Coolant is full. I don't see any damage to the apron, to this core support. Everything looks good, strut tire looks good. This fender, yeah, I think we could save that, guys. I think it just needs the front bumper replaced, or maybe just taken off and reinstalled again. You might be able to save that front bumper too. Lights seem to work. It's running great. But see how the bumper just doesn't seem to fit quite right. You know, something's going on up there. A set of tires and a good cleaning, interior and exterior, maybe a nice little polish, this car would be decent. It sounds good. Cold air, this one's going on the list. Now, whether they'll sell it or not, that's another story, guys. It's one thing to put them on a list and bid on them. It's another to try to get these banks to sell them, because I'm telling you, they're very greedy. Banks loaned out way too much money on these cars, and everybody blames the dealerships. It's not just the dealership's fault for overpricing cars, guys. It was the market adjustment. Remember? The market adjustment is why these cars are so expensive. So especially something like this, a 2020, you're talking about literally, you're in the heart of the pandemic. This car, I don't even want to know what they paid for this. Obviously, the car is significantly devalued today. Depreciation has hit these things like a ton of bricks, all of these. And that's why you're seeing all of these out here. It has gotten so bad, guys. Like, I have seen Copart yards for years and years and years. I've been doing this since, I don't know, 2014, 2015. I've been doing this a long time. And I've never seen a repo sale. So this is brand new to me. I've only been seeing the repos here for maybe a month, and every time I come out here, they just keep cramming more and more and more cars back here. So it's telling you these cars are not being paid for. People overpaid for them. Car lots charged too much for the market adjustment. Banks should have known better. Banks loaned out too much money, and that was greed. They did it because they're thinking, hey, if we can collect, 9-10% interest on a car over 7 or 8 years like this. Let's say this car is $35,000 when it was new, but you have the market adjustment, right? So now maybe they sell it for 45. Maybe they sell it for 50. 8 years, 9% interest or whatever. Man, the banks are collecting tons of dough. The problem is these people didn't pay for them. So the car lot got their money, so they're done. The car lot made their money. The people's credit's getting wrecked, and the banks are left holding the bag for this. Guys, it's not good. You're seeing interest rates go through the roof. Even for people with really good credit, they're still facing 9-10% interest rates. If you're with a credit union, you can get lucky, maybe get a 7 or an 8%. That is unheard of, guys. Just a few years ago, I was able to walk into a car dealership and get a new car with a 3% interest rate. Currently, home mortgages are looking at 7 or 8%. I just got a mortgage on a house that I built maybe 3-ish years ago. I am in a fixed 3% interest rate, guys, for 30 years. 3%. This is telling you how bad things have gotten, but it's like people don't want to acknowledge it. People don't want to accept it. They don't want to admit it. And these banks, these banks are holding out for something that's never going to happen. They're trying to sell these cars at repo auction, but they want too much money for them because they're holding the bag. They know they're never going to collect a dime from the people that took the notes out on these. They paid too much money, they're left holding the bag, and these cars are worthless now. So the banks are just running them through the auction over and over and over again, hoping that some sucker is going to drop a fat stack of cash on something that they're never going to be able to sell. And if they can't, they just relist it in the next auction. Guys, it's wash, rinse, repeat. It is crazy seeing what's going on right now, because never in my life have I seen anything quite so crazy as the car market is today. Now listen, I know that I'm out here ragging on the banks and I'm out here ragging on the car dealerships too, right? But everybody's on board with that. But when you start trying to blame people for making bad decisions, that's when I lose a lot of people. A lot of people can't handle that, but it's the truth. You got banks that were loaning out too much money. They shouldn't have been doing that. They did it during the housing market crash in 2008. That was a problem, right? You had houses going for too much, banks loaning out too much money, banks loaning money to people that shouldn't have gotten loans to begin with. And we're seeing the exact same thing right here, which is why we're going through this. This is why interest rates are through the roof. This is why repos are through the roof. This is why banks are being more cautious about loaning out money for vehicles, right? Because look at what they're stuck with, guys. How about this? The people that bought these cars should not have bought these cars. You should not have been out there overpaying for these cars that were everybody had to know. You had to know, man, that Cars that were 30 grand should not be selling for $45,000. That is a given. You shouldn't have bought them. People get left holding the bag and they're like, you know what, I don't even want it. I don't want this car. You bought a car for $45,000 and here you are a few years later and the car may be worth 15, maybe, if you're lucky, maybe 20. It's a hard pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, it was your pill to swallow. All right, you signed a contract, you were obligated to pay that note, and you backed out. You decided, oh, no, I don't want to. See, that's not okay. If you signed a contract, stick to your agreement. I get it. I understand. Some people have lost their jobs. The economy is not in good shape right now. People aren't making the money they need to survive, and the first thing on the chopping block is going to be a car payment. I get that. For those people, I understand. It's the people that took out the loans on these cars that are letting them get repoed, not because they can't pay for them, but they're letting them get repoed because they don't want to pay for them. They don't want to continue paying on a car that's practically worthless. I don't blame them. That's gotta suck to be paying on a car that's not worth anywhere near what you thought it was worth, and you're stuck. So, you know, but that's your pill to swallow. Instead, you're making the banks eat it, and in turn, the banks are passing that on to the end consumer. Now, we've seen this one here. This has been here before, Westlake Financial Services 2014 Subaru. I'm not really all that interested in the Subaru Forester, but I've had some of you comment that, you know, we should look at Subaru. So, not really my cup of tea, but here it is if you're interested in it. It's got good tires. It actually looks pretty good. It's just, whoa, what's going on back here? Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh my. This has been in a flood, guys. Oh, Sun Pass, that's Florida. 2014 Subaru Sun Pass. Does this run? Lost type unknown. Oh, 83,000 miles. I know what the lost type is. Oh boy, do I know what the lost type is. Woo! That is stout, man. That's foul. That's foul. That's why they got the carpet all pulled up and stuff. Let's pop the hood if I can find the... Ooh. That makes me want to Ralph. That's real bad. That's real bad in there. Now I do have an ozone machine, so you can make the smells go away, is what I'm trying to say. Let's check the oil. Oh no, guys. No, this was underwater. This was underwater. Are you serious? This thing was this deep in the water? Guys, I have a water line right here. Do you see it? I have a clear water line over the top of this engine. Wow. Take a look at the oil filter. You can see the water was full here. It rusted the oil filter. The water was literally covered in the engine. So there's no chance it's going to start. Oh, wow. Yeah. She is considerably overfilled. There is sand all over the top of the engine. So these are interesting, guys. I don't have my Carfax on me right now, but this is one of those interesting cars because it makes you wonder, like, how is this car here and how did it get so flooded? Literally, half this car must have been underwater. Somebody cleaned it up. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to clean this thing up. It looks way too nice on the inside. However, if you pay close attention, you see sand? That's interesting, guys. Sand. Oh, nice, fine, powdery sand. You know what's interesting about that? We don't have sand like that in Oklahoma, guys. We don't have beaches here in Oklahoma. This, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this is. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, I'll clue you in. Yeah, look at all the fine powdery sand under here. See that? See all that sand? That's not dirt. That's powdery sand. The fact that it has a Florida Sun Pass sticker on the windshield gave it away, man. Now, here it says Seminole Auto Sales in Oklahoma. Now, I don't know how they ended up with this, but at some point, this thing must have been flooded in Florida during the hurricanes, and somehow this thing ended up in Oklahoma. I don't get it. Maybe a dealer bought it. Look at the water on top of the headlight here. There's sand in the headlight assemblies. Oh yeah. I think somebody bought this hoping that they were going to be able to fix it up, and they probably bought it at auction not realizing that the car had literally been underwater. Somebody bought this and really tried to clean it up and make it look good. That's a no. That's a no. This is why it pays to really come out and look at these things. And the fact that it says loss type unknown, that is sketchy, because you can clearly tell what the loss type was on this one. Now, we already saw this Ram. That's been here. This Toyota, another interesting one. We've seen this before. It's also been here. It's wrecked, and it's a repossession. So somebody obviously didn't maintain their insurance and, oopsie, you know, crashed it and then decided, well, I'm not going to pay for it anymore. Again, not the bank's fault. You know what I mean? That's not the bank's fault if you didn't keep insurance on your car. I mean, it got tore up, man. It's a beautiful Tundra too. It's a crying shame what happened to this one, and how it happened, I'm not quite sure. But it's in bad shape, guys. Real bad shape. Practically brand new Tundra, and here it is, wrecked and repossessed. Double whammy. We've looked at this. This one's been here before. We're seeing a lot of examples right now of cars that just aren't selling. This one, Chrysler Capital, repossession. This has been here since June 26, guys. June 26, it's still here, and it's probably not going anywhere. This one has also been here for a while. We've seen this before. This is here 7/24. So this has been here, well, getting close to a month, three-ish weeks. This one, golly, we've seen this one before too. My goodness. CAC Vehicle Remarketing picked up 7/2, and here it is, still sitting here. So I'm hoping we're going to find, I see some new stuff. I see some new stuff over here. We got Strategic Remarketing Solutions. Got here on 8/12. I'm not really all that interested in this one. Oh, here's another Westlake. Oh yeah, flooded. Very interesting that all of these from Westlake that are here are full of water. I mean, these things were completely submerged. We've also seen this truck here before. This is a new one though. What's going on with you? Probably it's just a V6 crunched in the front. Chrysler Capital just got here 8/29, 2021 Challenger. So here we go again. You have a car it's heavily damaged front and back. I think it's salvageable though. Let's see how bad this side. Ooh, oh man. We got fender apron damage maybe. Windshield's busted. Somebody went into the windshield from the inside. That damage is from the inside. And it's not an airbag, at least not as far as I could tell. I guarantee we got some, oh, we can't get the hood. There we go. Let's see how bad this is. How bad is the apron? Actually, the apron may have survived. That'll be a miracle. The spot welds are still in place. I think the apron survived. Are you serious? Now this fender comes off. This is not the apron right here, guys. You can clearly see where the fender folded. But if you look down the apron here, it is not folded at all. The fender is damaged, but I think the apron survives. Strut tower looks fine. This cross member here, also known as the core support, actually looks okay too. Are you serious? The core support survived. This is a rare one, guys. This looks worse than it is. Yes, it's crunched up pretty badly here, but I mean, everything is still intact here. Your air conditioning condenser, radiator, crash bar looks like we may have tweaked things a little bit here. But if you take this crash bar off, you pound that back out, you could easily put another crash bar on here. Replace the coolant overflow bottle. Probably some little plastics here and there. Headlight assembly is going to be trashed as well. But it looks like, well, actually, hold on. Got some damage down here. A lot of this, though, can be easily replaced. What is this? That's plastic. Yeah, that's plastic. So these are plastic pieces that can easily be replaced. Not a big deal. It looks to me like this is really pretty minor front end damage. You got some damage down here to the core support and the radiator and the condenser. Minor damage, so you could probably live with that. This, honestly, looks worse than it is. Unfortunately, it's a V6. You're going to need the fender, the bumper, the core support, the crash bar, headlights, grills, splitter, fog lights, hood. And other than that, hood hinges, obviously, these are all this one over here is all kinds of contorted. Hopefully this fender didn't get, oh, it's slightly damaged. You could, more than slightly damaged. The hood got into, great. So basically you need the whole front end. You do. And then you've got damage to the quarter panel in the back. Oh, how bad is it? I didn't even think, oh, wow. I didn't catch that. Okay, never mind. I'm sitting here looking at the front end going, well, you know, it's a newer car, repossession, probably still on a clean title. It's probably still a clean title because it's a repo, which means insurance wasn't filed against it. I'm surprised we don't have airbags blown. That's 38,000 miles. See what I mean? Like, it's a newer, low mileage car. Fires right up. I guarantee you this is a clean title. No bags deployed, so that shouldn't be on the Carfax. The accident may not even be on the Carfax, guys. If it was just putting a front end on it, no big deal. This is one I'd absolutely take a chance on. It's so smashed in the front, you could probably get a really good deal on it. But all this damage in the back, that's a no-go for me, man. Absolutely not. Let's move on. We got a Hyundai Sonata sitting up front here. You guys know I like my Sonata. Uh-oh. Well, hold on. What's going on here? This is who? Bridgecrest Acceptance 15 Sonata Sport. And it's been here since 8/19. Obviously, we had a little damage here. Somebody put a fender on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't line up and it's not bolted on all the way. You can clearly see things are not... No, things are definitely not correct here. The gap's horrible. That's not good. Let's see what the other side looks like. I mean, getting a fender replaced shouldn't be that big of a deal. A mirror cap. Tires look like they're okay. Ooh, big scrape and crunch down the side there. And there on the quarter panel. See? These are things that you probably won't notice when you're looking at auction pictures alone. The interior looks decent. I'm probably going to pass on this one, guys. Let's see what the miles are on it. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Yes, all right. She won't start? There we go. What is that noise? 73,000 miles. TPMS light. We've got a triangle warning light, probably past due for an oil change. You got an oil change sticker here, but it's faded, so you can't read it anymore. Air conditioning's on. Heated and ventilated seats. That's nice. Little navigation. Nice little screen. Definitely some noise. It's a bizarre noise. Let's see if we got any AC, because currently, come on, there it goes, there it goes. Cold AC. I mean, you could put a fender on it. It's not the end of the world to put a fender on it. Brakes feel good, forward and backward. Steering is decent. Infinity stereo system. Uh-oh. Well, the unimportant window works. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to rock the switch a little bit and they'll come back. Nope. That window is dead. So that's something to take into consideration. Gonna need a motor/regulator assembly. Not a big deal, not the end of the world. What is this? They got wires hanging and going over and under and behind. It's got the books. Like I said, cold air conditioning. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. Let's take a look under the hood though. See if we've got any damage to this fender apron or something. It's a little rough. Miles are right though. I mean, it's relatively low miles for a 2015. But I am a little concerned with, hood struts are bad, which means I gotta hold the hood up. Let's take a look at that fender apron assembly and the strut tower. Looks fine. I can't really see very well down in here, so I'm gonna have to rely on you guys. Hopefully you can see. I can't see anything, so I'm putting you down. I'm betting it's okay. I'm betting they just did a really bad job installing that fender. Hood looks to be good. Hinges look fine. You got that turbo GDI engine. These things are little beasts, man. What are they? Close to 300 horsepower or something like that? Well, it's a 2.0 liter. I don't know for sure what the horsepower is on it, but I mean, everything looks pretty good under here. The ticking noise sounds like it's coming from an accessory. You know, maybe an idler pulley or a tensioner, maybe a water pump bearing or something. Who knows? I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Overall, it doesn't look... It's not great, but it doesn't look half bad. And maybe, because of how rough it is, especially with that fender and the flat tire, maybe this thing will go cheap in the bank. Who knows? Maybe they'll just cut this one loose, because I'm interested in this. It's really rare to find a Lexus sitting out here. Santander Consumer Finance, no kidding. A 2015 GS 350 repoed. Again, another example. Had an accident, didn't pay for the car. Obviously, insurance didn't pay for the car either, so the bank is left holding the bag. But not to worry. They were paying for their $25 monthly membership to Oki Express Auto Wash so they could keep their car clean that they weren't paying for or keeping insurance on, right? That's so crazy to me. Now, I know this is not a newer Lexus, and this is not a high-dollar Lexus. You know, it's a 350, whatever. But you're riding around in a Lexus, guys. A Lexus, and you don't have insurance? and then you get your car repossessed. That just... Yeah, man, everybody is real quick to demonize the banks, right? To demonize these lenders. But nobody wants to come out and say anything about the consumer's irresponsibility. I'm sorry. It is your responsibility to make sure you have insurance. You should not be driving without insurance, period. You're not just putting yourself at risk, you're putting other people on the road at risk. Who knows whose fault this was? It could have been the other person's fault. It could have been this person's fault. But just for the sake of argument, let's say this person was at fault for the accident and they have no insurance. They crashed their Lexus into somebody's car, an innocent person's car. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying let's pretend. Can you imagine if you're going down the road with your family, minding your business, and somebody, say they run a stop sign, bam, crashes their Lexus into you? And then you find out they have no insurance in their Lexus. They have no insurance. Yeah, so now guess who's stuck with all the damage to your car? And judging by the look of this car, the other car is probably totaled, right? Any medical expenses, any damages, any loss of revenue, guess who's stuck with that? It's not the person that caused the accident. They don't have any money. They don't have any insurance, which means it's on you. So hopefully you have full coverage insurance. But let's say you don't. Let's say you're driving a beater with a heater. Let's say you can't afford full coverage insurance. You've got a car that you paid cash for. Maybe you paid $2,500 you saved up for 3 or 4 months to buy yourself a $2,500 car to get you and your family to and from wherever you got to go. And you're proud of that car because you earned it. You worked your ass off for that car. And then this happens. Somebody driving a Lexus crashes into you. No insurance, leaves you stuck with no car and no recourse. None. You think you could sue them? You think you're going to get any money out of them? Come on, man. They didn't even make their car payment. They couldn't even afford car insurance. No, you ain't getting it. But, again, don't worry, guys. They had the car wash stickers. They're paying monthly for that sticker so they can keep their car. I'm sorry. Sometimes I go off on a little rant. It's aggravating. It's really aggravating because I know that this car didn't have insurance. If it did, this would be salvaged and this would not be here as a repossession, right? This would not be a repossession unless, I guess there is a slim possibility that they had insurance, but the insurance didn't cover. Maybe they owed more on the car than it was worth. They didn't have gap insurance, so the insurance only covered a portion, and then they were left holding the bag for the remaining balance of the car, which if they didn't have cash and they didn't work out a payment plan with the bank, see, again, that just doesn't make sense. That is possible. It is possible that you owe more on the car than it's worth. Insurance is only going to pay out what the car's value is, not what you owe on it. So if you owe more on the car than it's worth, I could see the insurance not paying out enough to cover the entire debt. But here's the deal, guys. When you're talking about a financial institution, who's the financial institution on this? Santander Consumer? You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Santander, but they are a massive lender. And they are notorious for working with people. Even if you're behind on payments, they will work with you. So if you explain to them the car is totaled, you know, it's crashed and totaled, you're going to have to work out a payment plan with them. They will likely work with you. But to repo it, that means you didn't even try, man. So, I don't know. I hate seeing wrecked repos here because it's just, it usually means somebody got pretty shafted, guys. We've seen this one. We're not going to look at that one again. I think we've seen this one too. What is this, an Exploder? A 2016 8.5 is when this got here. Actually, I don't think we've seen this Explorer. I have one of these already, so I really don't need another one. In fact, it's the same color, but mine is much cooler because mine is the police pursuit vehicle. Mine's also in much rougher shape. This is an EcoBoost. Mine is not. Mine's naturally aspirated. You know, this isn't too bad. I wonder what the mileage is on this. It's got power. That's what I love about most of these repos. They have power in them. Black tie, what is that? Black tie by Bath and Body Works Men's Collection Antibacterial Hand Gel. Hell, I need this for walking around these cars out here. Looks like we got a hairbrush too. What else we got? Oh boy, we got lots of Ace bandages. Oh, I hope whoever owned this car is feeling all right. They put a push to start. Look at this. This is kind of cool, actually. I like this. I don't know what this is, but you flip it up to get to your push to start. I like that. I like that a lot. That's actually really cool. 34,200. Wait, that can't be right. Hold on, I can't see. Oh, no way. Are you serious? 342,744 miles? What? Are you serious? Yes, 342,744. Oh my gosh. Okay. Important window works. Less important window work. This is unusual. Even the oil change sticker. Oil change is due at 342,423. So it's about due for an oil change. That's impressive. Ford, I'm impressed. Air conditioning feels to be cold. Probably crank it down a little bit. I don't know. Where's the, do you just touch climate? Low, low, yes. All right. Do we have ventilated seats in this? I don't think so. Air conditioning, I'm not sure if that's actually working. Let's see if we can crank up the fan. Put it on recirculate. We'll give it a minute. Sometimes they're a little slow. Steering? Steering feels okay. I mean, it's not the greatest, but feels all right. Back up. Yep. Forward. No joke. This thing really has this kind of miles on it. I'm impressed. I do not believe the air conditioning is working in this, guys. Let's make sure the doors are unlocked. This one's not going to sell for anything. Nobody's going to be bidding on this one, guys. You know, I like to take a risk. I like to take chances, but even me, I'm like, I don't know about this one. Even the hatch still works. Seriously. Third row seating. This is actually far nicer than the one that I have. At least at first glance anyway. Who knows? Is it going to close itself? Yeah. Tires. Really good tread on that one. You can tell I'm actually getting interested in this one more and more as I see it. Yes, tires match. They're in good shape. I don't see any real hail damage. Nexon over here. Good tread. And what do we got over here? Another Nexon with good tread. No kidding. Let's see what's going on under the hood. What does a 300,000+ mile Ford Explorer look like under the hood? Is that a 4-cylinder? No way. That's a 4-banger. That's a little turbo 4. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not expect that. I thought we were going to have a big old meaty V6 under the hood of this. Just a little 4-cylinder. So my question is this all-wheel drive or is this just a front-wheel drive? I like this. I shouldn't. That's really high mileage, guys. But honestly, everything under here looks really good. All right, I'm gonna, against my better judgment, I'm gonna put this one on my watch list. Really? Come on. There we go. No, are you serious? There we go. I'll take a shot. Why not? Probably doesn't have gears. Why would you let something like this go to repo? Check engine light is on, airbag light is on, TPMS light is on, air conditioning doesn't work. But I mean, you know, honestly, guys, 340,000 miles on a Ford Exploder. I've seen it all now, man. All right, guys, I think that is going to be it for this video. So do me a favor, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.